Okay, this week we're going to learn about phases and phasing in Revit. And what this does is it allows the project, if you will, to be aware of time. Okay, so you think of phases of a building project. Okay, now it's usually, it can be used for a total new construction, but it's most, I guess, most powerful, if you will, in a renovation or a remodeling type project. Okay, and each phase that we assign represents a distinct period of time in the life of that project. Now, these can be, relatively simple, or you could make them very complex. Depends on your project and the needs that you have. Okay, so we're not going to go very deep into this. If you go to work for a company that utilizes phases, you're going to get a lot of experience with it real fast, okay? All right, now I don't want you to get confused over the terminology, okay, because it might seem a little confusing. But we have four basic concepts that we're going to deal with. We have the phase of the view, which is this. This is a view. Okay, see right there, the word views. So each view has a phase, and in each element, okay, so each element in your project has a phase status. Okay. We can assign a filter to the view, okay, and then we have graphic overrides that are assigned to those filters, okay. Now we start out, there's two default phases, existing and new construction, okay, and then within the if I look over here in my properties, I can see here phase, and I have existing assigned to this particular view. Okay, and the filter is set to show all. Okay, and we're going to get more into these as we go through this introduction. Okay, so if I look at an element, and I see here the phase it was created is existing, and the phase demolished is none. Now these two right here are the phase parameters that are assigned to elements. Okay, so remember I said previously the phase status of an element. Okay, that's what this is right here. Okay, and so you're going to see this as we go through it. Okay, so if let me show you some examples here from a plan view. Okay, so this, and what you do is you I'll show you as we go through these videos, but you create your base level, your existing, and then you duplicate it to create a demo plan or view, and then a new construction plan or view. Okay, those are the phases that I'm going to be dealing with in this project. Okay, so as far as the statuses go, we have existing and new construction. Okay, so existing means things that were created in an earlier phase and they continue to exist. Okay. New construction, or new, okay, means it's created in the current phase that you're looking at. Okay, and as far as the view goes. Now, if we say demolished, it means it's created in an earlier phase and demolished in the current phase. And then there's temporary, which means it was created and demolished during the current phase. Now, does that confuse you? Okay, I'm looking at my notes. All right, so as far as a view goes, we said there's two parameters that we deal with, the phase and the phase filter. And if you start a new project, okay, the default phase is going to be new construction. Okay, so you have to manually make it existing if you're going to be doing renovation and stuff. So I've got this little building here, and here's my existing project. And what we're going to do is we're going to demolish this wall. We're going to take this wall out. And so I had to split the wall. Okay. And then I duplicated my view. You know, I did it up here in levels, but I duplicated it. So you see there the split, okay? And I duplicated it and made a demolition layer. And then I took that particular wall, and in the parameters over here, I put it, okay, so the phase that was created was existing, but I'm going to demolish it in the new construction. Okay, and because this view is under the phase new construction and show previous plus demolition, that's my phase filter. And we'll look at those again in just a little bit, okay? Now my new construction, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this wall to the outside. And because I have not messed with phases a lot, I have not figured out a good way to join the walls because especially in this instance, because it just gives it a weird look. Okay, and what I have with this is a dust partition, if you will, that I put in, and I assigned it as a temporary wall because it's created in new construction and demolished in new construction. But I had to I had to manipulate the graphics overrides to show you these things. So let's go to our 3D views again. Okay, so this is my master 3D view, and it's set to new construction and show all, so you can see all of the entities. If I were to go back to existing, okay, so there's my existing. Demolition shows up like this, and the way the graphic overrides are set is that anything tagged as demolition will show up as red when you have it set to shaded, and it has dash lines. Okay, my new construction, things that are temporary show up in blue. Okay, and it have a dash line and a hatch filled to that. So back to the default 3D view, it shows everything because of the filter that I have set to it. Okay, so that gives you an overview of what kind of what phases are. And the next video and exercise, I'm going to walk you through how to make changes to these things. Okay.